fucking forest is alive with elk right now. Another day of scouting. This could be the last day of scouting before the season. It starts in 14 days, and this area just finally opened up. It was closed due to a fire threat. This four-wheel drive trail, it actually does add about an hour of just driving at a few miles an hour. Believe it or not, I am still driving down this trail. I can't even see over the hood. It took forever. It's 1:15. The only way I know that this is supposed to be here is that there is a Forest Service trail map that is not, you know, very detailed. I was cross-referencing the Forest Service trail map with aerial, the satellite images on my Google Earth. I am 0.9 miles as a crow flies from where I was 2.5 weeks ago. Well, I've been following this game trail here for a little bit. There's a lot of dead ends because of all this blowdown. I think I just found the trail. I see cut logs right over here. What did I say? It was 1:17. It is now 2:04. Yeah, look at all these logs. Jesus. All right. Well, here is the hiking trail, and you can see how it's been maintained. So I think this is bear shit. It's got a bunch of those red berries in it. I have one of 150 over-the-counter archery tags for this unit and like 4 other units. And a black bear is high on my list of things to shoot. It's super hot. It is August 13th. I just bumped like 50 to 80 elk, bulls, cows. There's like they're everywhere. I still see them. There's a bull. There's calves. They're all gonna start heading to the right. There's still a whole bunch to my left. They're still coming. They're still coming. There they are. Mature cows, bulls. There they go, up right through there. Right through there. I don't know if the sun glare is gonna block them out. They're still coming. They are literally right now. They don't know I'm here. They just, someone got spooked. They're stopped and standing at 80 yards. Somewhere as close as like 60. They're just walking away right now. They're not even spooked anymore. Holy cow, that was crazy. There's the butt of one walking away. I'll try to zoom in the editing. That might be the end of them. That is awesome. Alright, well, it's kind of good news. I just crested the top and it's 2:25. That's only an hour in less than 10 minutes it took me to get up to the top here. And I spent half of that, more than half of that, wandering around the woods bushwhacking. That leads me to believe that this is easy access for day hunters that are camped down in that valley. There's an elk track right there. This is the ridge line. They were just over that side of the ridge line, but they're traveling the top here. That herd of elk that I just bumped into. Well, that's the meadow right there. This was such an easy walk. Man, this is kind of discouraging. I was trying to find an area that just wouldn't be inundated with hunters. Not that I have anything against other hunters, but the object is to get away from them. There goes a mule deer doe. I think there was another one with it. Oh, she's right there. Literally, she's 35 yards looking at me through the trees. So I came in here looking for a spot to pitch a tent. I can't believe I can talk And that mule deer is still right there looking at me. It's a doe. Mule deer are definitely not like white-tailed deer. I'm not sure what to make of this. There's deer and elk beds all throughout this meadow. I walked all the way up through here. Right up there is where the trail is. I was always curious about this area. This is the start of this little stream trickle. And honestly, when I first started walking up here, I was thinking, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna go put my tent up here. Like right here, right there. But we've got major trails coming in this way, major trails coming in this way. Got major game trail coming in out of all these aspens here. It's like no matter where I go, there's gonna be elk to disrupt by camping out here. You see the trails working their way back in there. So, what do I do? I'm guessing there used to be one of those feed barrels here. And that is what all this tracked up area is. It could also be from this water source. It's really protected. They don't have to come out of the woods very far to get to water. They don't have to come way out there and be exposed or come off the mountainside. You can come right out of thick forest, straight to running water. And I think this thing just comes out of the ground right here. Isn't that crazy? This green spot is where this spring, this water just comes up out of the ground because there's nothing that feeds it. So my cameras are all up that way. That direction is the most remote. This is the meadow that I usually come up from. Today I just came down from this way, went way up into that fresh spring. And now I'm thinking, I know there's all these drainages, just like this one. They repeat themselves all the way down. And elk and deer live in every single one of them. It's kind of crazy. Things are very interesting. I started coming up this very first mini drainage, and then I started following these right up here. And to have sawdust, I think this log may have been cut this year. I don't know, it could be last year. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This tree, that's a brand new deadfall. This is the trail. You can see all the cut ones. This is freshly broke off. Well, I'm way back up in here. The meadow's a good half-mile down, and I've been still following these cut logs. And they are entering into this super, super thick pine forest. They don't see me. There's deer. One kind of sees me. I see. The wind's blowing right at me. They are 35 yards. The closest one is 35 yards. I was just tromping through the forest. I look up and I saw the color. I think she's got a fawn or something back to the left. But right in there is where she's at. I just see her left side and her right ear. And off to the left, I think I see a fawn just goofing around. So she cannot see me or smell me. I'm trying to make it to that tuft of dirt in front of me. I'm going to come out here to the left, and she should be plain as day right there. There she is. You guys see her? She's taking 2 steps towards me. That's 20 yards staring right at me. I literally wouldn't take that frontal shot, but right there she's broadside. And that is 25, 30 yards. Right there, plain as day. I hope this comes out on camera. Let's see, 10, 20, maybe 25 to 28 yards, but yeah, she's right there. that's pretty cool. You can tell this is freshly tracked up right here. Goes off that way. I'm going to drop in. So I'm at the top, and I know my camera's just down there. And of course, it's a bedding area up here. There's beds here. But I'm thinking, I wonder if I could put a tent like right there. Of course, my scent would be shooting right down this drainage, but it's only one drainage that's going to conceal or can have my scent. I'll be able to make the decision after I see what's been coming up into this area. Okay, I just got my camera, walked right past it. I couldn't see it anywhere, right on that tree. So I'm gonna point this camera downhill. I've never been down there. Don't know what's down there. I know it makes it down to the main gulch, if you will. Like I said earlier, there's no way I can backtrack the way I came in and make it to the trailhead by 6. And I need to see what's down here. If there's a plateau, if there's a safe area to put a camp. Talk about the eagle's nest. Oh, this is safe except for this thing. And that one's still alive. You set up a tent here. You could glass down into these. Glass down into there. I like this. This vantage point is super cool. Well, I'll mark this as a waypoint, as a camp spot. That's something you could just sit here and wait. There's a major trail that comes up and over this ridge line to head back towards the east. So right up on top of those rock formations is where that flat camp spot is. It's literally like a sniper's hide. I've attempted to go through that direction, it's just not working. What I'm thinking of is that's going to be my camp spot, and I'm going to take this gulch down. Alright, time for an update. I'm in the thick of it again. I haven't seen a game trail. I've been just trying to pick my way through this. I walk on these logs and just follow my way down. Obviously right down there is a big patch of green. That's my goal. I got to get down there without breaking my legs. So I made it down off that hillside, and as usual there's good signs of large bodied animals sleeping here, there, there. But man, I don't see any game trails on that whole hillside up that. So I don't think that's part of their daily routine. Oh, what do we have down here? Definitely could be some wallow activity here once the rut starts. Or even gets closer to the rut. It is 5:56 and I wanted to be at the trailhead. When I first came over the hill there, I probably got an hour and a half just to get to there. Alright, this is crazy. I've been bushwhacking. I don't know if you guys can get an idea what this is like. And then out of nowhere, I see that cut log. I am on somebody's cut-in trail, a hunter's. So I can see it working its way all the way back in there. But this is going to help a lot for me to get back to the trail. And I can already tell, see the animals are using this. Oh, look at that. Big bulls follow those cut-in lines. And look at that. That looks like a bull did that. Oh boy, made it down this ravine, and I did backtrack. I'm down to around the beaver ponds or to the west of them. Not exactly where I wanted to be at 20 after 6. There's that game camera right on that tree. And, there's the bucket. Thing was half full when I started coming up here. It's definitely from the rancher, because they're on the other side also. So I've been hauling ass, probably averaging 3 miles an hour. The actual hiking trail goes this way, but that's a trail there. That's a game trail that comes off the side of that mountain. Okay, I'm motoring down the mountain. The herd of elk is on the trail 40 yards ahead of me. Let's see, I'm not sure what to do, but I see the ass end of one and I see another one. There's a spike. They have no freaking clue I'm here. The spike is walking towards me. It looks like a young calf that's right on the trail. She's looking back. I'm not sure what direction the wind's blowing. She sees me. She's popping her head a little bit. Right on the trail. Standing right out. Holy, there they are. Holy shit. There's one right there looking at me, I think. Holy. Oh, there's a cow right there. Look at them go. Holy shit, they're right there. There's a spike. I'm gonna start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's not a spike. The freaking forest is alive with elk right now. Meow! Meow! They're calling like crazy. There must be a calf that got separated. They're calling like crazy. They're in that general direction. I don't have a call on me, but and the adult cows. They're probably... That's a cow that's damn near bugling. Probably for a separated calf. Well, it only took me 50 minutes with stopping for the elk and checking my GPS a little bit to get to the road here. So my guess is opening day, there's going to be a shitload of trucks parked right there. I made it through the tough four-wheel drive thing. It started to rain. Did okay though, and it's 5.5 miles. I don't know if you watched any of my last year's videos. Where I parked my camper on the power lines, if I took that trail in 5.5 miles, I would eventually get to the trailhead to hike up and over. Pretty much exactly what I did today. That's a considerable distance there. And it'll be interesting to see what we decide. It's just going to be my dad and I. And when muzzleloader season starts, I've got a friend that's going to go up for a few days. But I'm not sure if any of them are going to be up for that much hiking. They can easily get in that first 1 mile that I did today, but it's the next 3 to 4 miles that has me concerned if I'm going to be doing that alone or not.